What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And in this video, with All Out being right around the corner, practically tomorrow, we're gonna take a look at the match cards and I'm gonna basically give my predictions on what I think is gonna happen at the pay-per-view. I will be watching the pay-per-view tomorrow, and if you want me to host a watch party here on the channel, you can come and kick it with me while we sit here and we check it out and whatnot. Just let me know down below in the comments. We'll definitely get that going. But without further ado, we basically going to take a look at some of the matches, all of the matches, and give our opinions, our thoughts, and a prediction on who we think is going to come out the victor in the end. So with that being said, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new. Drop a like on the video, that bell for notifications, and let's get into it. So this Sunday we will see Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Jurassic Express, and Wheeler Yuta taking on Matt Hardy's Private Party and TH2. Dude, look, this looks like it's gonna be one hell of a match. You know what I'm saying? We got you some high flyers in Private Party. Of course, Matt Hardy's presence in anything here these days is just, A1 is spot on. Matt is one of the best, man. Look here, him and Jeff. It sucks. Jeff is still over at the other company. You know what I'm saying? He can't be over here with his brother, having the fun, having the time of his life. I'm saying, working with a bunch of new talent. But this match right here, it's looking like it's going to be a good one. I like the way that AEW has these factions in their company. You know what I'm saying? You got Matt Hardy, the Matt Hardy family, or whatever they call it, the MHO, and then you have just the best friends with Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor, and you know what I'm saying, the Jurassic Express. This is gonna be good. Luchasaurus is always a pleasure to watch. It always amazes me how a man his size can do the things that he does in the ring, and of course, Jungle Boy being in my opinion, one of the breakout stars of wrestling here recently. You know, his just rocket to stardom is just ridiculous, man. He came up quick. It's amazing how he got in. He understands the game. He understands wrestling and whatnot. And people think, oh man, it's just another Luke. It's just Luke Perry's son, man. Scratch that. The dude got skills. The dude has it in the ring. The fans love him. And honestly, I'm going to say that Matt Hardy, Private Party, and TH2 are going to come out on the end of this. Why? It just seems like, with TH2 and Private Party, man, they've been going through some things. And I think right now with this match has a lot of tag teams in it. And I think that this could just lead down the line, go into things down the line with the tag team division and whatnot. And that's why I'm going to go with Private Party and whatnot, and Matt Hardy and TH2. I'm not going to say that's just the whole thing about these predictions, man. We predicting what we believe is going to happen. And I think that, being as underhanded as Matt Hardy has been lately in AEW, that could prove to be a big point as to how this match plays out. But I'm going to go ahead and take Matt Hardy, Private Party, and TH2 for the win this Sunday. And let me know what you think down in the comments, who you going with. All right, so this one right here is what I'm also interested in as well, big time. One, Paul White, aka formerly known as, whatever you want to look at it, as the Big Show, is having his debut match in AEW after being around for at least 4 to 5 months already. He's finally getting in the ring. He's going to take on QT Marshall, and QT Marshall has basically become somewhat of a decent B player, in my opinion. Rolling with Cody Rhodes when it first started, it didn't look all that good for him or whatnot. But him turning on Cody and breaking off on his own, kicking up the War Factory and whatnot, and going into the rivalries that he has been going into. Here, I believe this is his second rivalry on his own, and is of all people, he decides to take on the Big Show. Oh, my bad, Paul White. Uh, in my personal opinion, man, who I got for this match, I'd have to say that QT Marshall would be the favorite, just because Paul White doesn't need the exposure, and then it'll just be Paul White doing what AEW is best known for, bringing up talent and putting them in the spotlight and giving them the recognition that they deserve. So I would go with QT Marshall, you know what I'm saying, for coming out on the end of this. Not to mention with everything that just happened with this past Friday was it this Friday? Was this past Friday? Was it this? I think it was Friday. If it's not Friday, it was just Wednesday. What happened with Billy Gunn and the Gun Club basically turning on Paul White. I mean, maybe they working with the War Factory. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? I guess it remains to be seen. But I'm going to go ahead and say QT Marshall going to walk away with this one. Oh, yeah. So this right here is going to be something else, man. All Out Casino Battle Royale this Sunday. All women. And the winner receives a shot at the AEW Women's Championship. Now, of course, you would think that I'm not going to take anything from any of these women. You know what I'm saying? All of them are amazing talents. And looking at this picture right now has basically opened my eyes to how the women's division in AEW is shaping up. You know what I'm saying? If I had to pick who I thought was going to win this, man, it's a couple of women who I think that can go home with this, man. Thunder Rosa, of course. That's not look over Nyla Rose. You know what I'm saying? You also have former AEW Women's Champion Sheeta in there, and Jade Cargill, man. That's just keep it real. One of the girls undefeated, you know what I'm saying? She is one hell of a specimen, you know what I mean? You got Ty Conti, who's been also on a roll as well. Anna Jay has returned. Abaddon, I mean, Big Swole, Layla Hirsch, Penelope Ford. This is going to be a hell of a match, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of wishing that it wasn't a battle royal. I kind of wish that it was just one big match, man. You know what I'm saying? Like a battle, not a battle royal, but an eliminator match. You know what I'm saying? I think that they'd get a lot more out of it. I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong, but I don't know, man. If I had to say that somebody who was going to walk away with this, I'd like to say Thunder Rosa would walk away from here, but I would not be surprised if Jade Cargill comes through, man. I think I'm gonna have to go with Thunder Rosa, man. That's gonna have to be my pick. Not only just for the simple fact that I can see where the storyline between Britt Baker or Thunder Rosa. That's even if Britt Baker will be the champion after All Out. That storyline and that match between Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, the Lights Out match, which in my opinion is match of the year so far. You know. Those two women laid it all out there on that Lights Out match, man, and that was one hell of a match. I talked about that match for weeks, and I like to see them two go at it again with the title on the line. You know what I'm saying? I think that the build up, the storytelling behind that, I think that'd be amazing. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to roll with Thunder Rosa on this. Pac and Andrade. Now, this match was supposed to happen at All Out, but I think they took this match off of All Out, and it's going to happen I guess before All Out or tonight or something. I don't know, maybe next Friday it might happen on Rampage. I can't quite remember exactly what that was. If you remember, let me know down in the comments. But if I had to say who's going to take this victory, I think I'm going to go with Andrade. Just because he's fresh here in AEW, hot talent, You know what I'm saying? Pac, like I said, once again, Pac got nothing to lose. You know what I'm saying? Putting over Andrade in this match would do nothing but basically elevate both men, because they're going to basically, Pac is already elevated. Andrade is already elevated. No discredit to both men, but in the company and in AEW and the way things are now, with him being fresh and new and coming in, I'm thinking that Pac will take a loss in this match to Andrade, and I'd be surprised if I'm wrong big time, because let's just be realistic. A loss ain't gonna hurt either one of these guys. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm just gonna go with Andrade, and yeah, that's that, man. Jon Moxley and Satoshi Kojima. I don't know when this sprawled out. For a while now, for weeks now, I've been seeing John just walk around backstage, running his mouth and whatnot, looking to call out anybody that was willing to fight him. And I don't know if it's just because he doesn't have any, stories ready for him or whatnot, or they don't know what to do with him. They just don't want him to get lost in the shuffle. But this whole thing with AEW working with other companies like New Japan and Impact, man, that's amazing, man. You know what I'm saying? That basically shines a light on a lot of talent that nobody or may not know, or nobody actually knows of. I've never really seen a match with Satoshi in it and whatnot. I know, I mean, everybody knows that I'm not really the biggest fan of Jon Moxley. You know what I'm saying? He's cool and everything. If I had to say that somebody's going to walk away with this win, I'd have to say Jon Moxley probably will walk away with this win, just because it's Jon Moxley. And I mean, why wouldn't he win this match when he's on like some kind of a, I don't know, hey, I'm calling everybody out type thing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, he was AEW champion, and he was the United States and New Japan champion and whatnot. And maybe this match could be leading up to some kind of a title shot later on down the line, whether it be in New Japan or AEW. But I have to go ahead and just say that, not knowing too much about Satoshi Kojima and whatnot, and I definitely will have to go do some research on him. And who knows? Maybe change my output after I take a good look at the guy and whatever. But I think I'm gonna have to just go with Jon Moxley, just because I'm familiar with him, and that's being realistic. This one right here is something to look forward to. I said it the other night. Miro is having the type of career in AEW that he had back in the other company, WWE or NXT, before he was, before he lost his match to John Cena, that will forever change the trajectory of his career in that company. Miro being the TNT champion right now, I mean, that it seems like he's just unstoppable at this moment. You know what I'm saying? And the way he's been dogging the competition since he became champion, even before he became champion, the dude is a beast. You know what I'm saying? As much as I like Eddie Kingston a lot as well. I followed his career a lot, like in ROH and Impact and whatever. And the dude's a brawler, and he does have it in him to take down Miro. That's one thing that Miro has to compete with in this match. He's going to have to compete with a man that's basically on his level as far as size and aggression. You know what I'm saying? So if I had to say who's going to come out in the victory in this match, I'm going to go ahead and say Miro, just because he's been on one hell of a dominant run here with the TNT Championship. And I don't know. I don't see Eddie Kingston being the man to dethrone him right now for the TNT Championship. Maybe somewhere later on down the line. But at All Out, I don't see that happening. So I'm going to have to go ahead and go with Miro. I think the God's chosen champion is going to retain the TNT Championship and knock off Eddie Kingston in brutal fashion. So yeah, I think this is going to be a good one. I think it's going to be one hell of a fight for sure. And then, like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing these two behemoths collide. You know what I'm saying? But this one right here looks like it could be pretty good too. I've always said, I've always said that Chris Statlander was one hell of a talent. From the moment I seen her, I was like, damn, she's got it. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody that knows me, that knows that I love wrestling, and I see a certain star and I can just see it right then. And I'm like, yeah, they got it. Chris Statlander, she's got it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think this is going to be her night. Britt Baker is on a roll. You know what I'm saying? She is on one hell of a roll, and I don't think that that's going to happen. Plus, though this match may be one hell of a match, I do believe that AEW would love to see Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa go for that title again. Hell, I'd like to see Chris Statlander and Thunder Rosa go at it for that title, but I don't know. Chris Statlander has been on one hell of a roll since she's been back as well, and this could be her night, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and say I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Britt Baker is gonna retain the championship. Not to mention that she's got the help of Rebel and the other girl. What's her name? Jamie Hayter. Yeah, Jamie Hayter. But yeah. I think Britt Baker is gonna walk away with this. DMD going home with the AEW championship. Yeah. I think I'm sorry, Chris, but I don't think your time is coming right now. Not here at All Out. Maybe sometime down the line or whatever. But she will be a champion in AEW. I don't think it's just going to happen right now. And I don't know if y'all been paying attention to those tag team matches that have been leading up to this steel cage match, boy. But last night, I believe that was last night, the Young Bucks and the Elite, they put a beating on these boys in that damn cage, man. And OS Rage would say they put an old school WWE beating on them boys in there. It was handcuffs, unblocked super kicks, chair shots. It was something. But the thing about this is, the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros are well-known tag teams. Every time these guys get in the ring with each other, they blow the roof off of the building. You understand what I'm saying? From high flying to fast-paced sequences, these dudes, they go in there, they put on a show, they entertain the fans, they embody the what professional wrestling is and how to basically entertain and keep a crowd engaged. And I can't wait to see this match, especially in a steel cage with the Lucha Bros having zero manual, however you say it. I like the Lucha Bros a lot. I think they're going to take these titles away from the Elite. And I think that'll be just pretty much like the downfall of the downfall of the Elite, period. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to go with the Lucha Bros walking out of there with the champs and the championships, man. The Young Bucks are one hell of a team and whatnot. They've been the tag team champions for quite some time now, I believe since February of this year. They've had some pretty good defenses against some pretty spectacular teams, but I think, and of course even the Lucha Bros at some point, but I think now with all the heat that's been built up around this match and whatnot, and then just the chemistry between both of them, I think we're gonna have a really good steel cage match, and I think the Lucha Bros are gonna take this one home. I don't know, that's my word on it, man. Lucha Bros for the win, man. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. No, okay. Now, I will be the first to admit that this has been one of the best storylines in AEW, in professional wrestling, that I've seen in a long time. And of course, it would feature one of the greatest, if not the greatest performer in wrestling history, Chris Jericho, taking on MJF in a final fight match where MJF has 3 victories over Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is looking to capitalize on at least this victory, basically to cement, in my opinion, his legacy. I mean, it's argued that his legacy, it ain't argued, his legacy is already cemented. He is Chris Jericho. He is the Ayatollah of rock and roll, the best there is at what he does. The Le Champion, all you throw any nickname, the Painmaker, the innovator of change or reinventing himself. He is the man. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that I'm gonna have to go with Chris Jericho on this one. Taking 3 tough losses to MJF over this year, it looks like it's taking a toll on him. And I'm invested in the storyline. And I think that, in my opinion, if I was going to end this story in any way, it would be by giving Chris Jericho the win and letting him go out on his own terms, rather him being forced out by MJF. Now, no discredit to MJF. He is one of the most dastardly motherfuckers I've seen in a long time. You know what I'm saying? And I enjoy his character. He's not as good as everybody perceives him to be, but he is nonetheless one of the best heels in the business right now. Do I see him being one of the best heel champion in AEW? No. Do I see him being an AEW champion in the future? Yeah, maybe so, and we'll see how that plays out. But in this match right here on this night, I think that Chris Jericho will come out victorious in the end, and I'm gonna go ahead and give that dub to Jericho. So CM Punk versus Darby Allin with Sting at his side. I don't know how much of a big deal that's gonna make with Sting being out there. Sting don't seem like he's gonna be trying to interfere in the match in any way. If anything, he's pretty much be the guard dog to keep anybody else from interfering in the match. But picking the winner in this match, I mean, hell, you gotta. I'm not picking CM Punk because I just know it's just CM Punk. He's just better than Darby Allin. I'm picking CM Punk for the simple fact that 1, All Out is taking place in Chicago. 2, CM Punk has been out of the game for a minute now, and his return has been anticipated for years and years. And to finally actually see him get back in the ring, or to show his face near a professional wrestling ring, has brought more passion out of the fans than I've seen in a very long time for the business. And I think that CM Punk is going to come out with the dub in this match because, another reason, Darby Allin, it's not going to hurt Darby. It ain't gonna hurt Darby at all. Darby already got a position in AEW. It's not gonna affect his status. If anything, that being in the ring with CM Punk is gonna elevate him even more than he already is. You know, and plus, like I said, this is not gonna be something that's going to hurt Darby Allin's career in AEW. You know what I mean? So I believe that this is gonna be one hell of a match. I'm interested to see if CM Punk has any ring rust, or whatnot. I'm sure he's been training or whatnot in the back and, staying in shape and whatever. And it's going to be good to see him in the ring, CM Punk for the win. That's why I'm going with it. Let's see. All right. Finally. Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. I'm going with Kenny Omega. Just for the simple fact that Kenny Omega had already pretty much did what he's already done what he had to do when it came to bringing Impact into the fold. And we're working with New Japan and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And making AEW the show that it is, you know what I'm saying? Allowing Christian Cage to come in and take that Impact title off his waist did nothing but give Impact their world championship back. Yes, it made it seem like there was a kink in Kenny Omega's armor, but I don't think that kink is going to be there much longer, especially come after Sunday, because I believe that Kenny Omega is going to retain the AEW World Championship against Christian Cage, and that pretty much is going to send Christian Cage over to Impact to continue his career as Impact World Champion, and then we'll get to move over and see Kenny Omega move into the next chapter of his championship reign. Now, granted, out of this whole card, we didn't see one name on this card, and we talked about this the other night, me and Rage King. We didn't see Hangman Page on the card or the Dark Order. My personal opinion on Hangman Page and the Dark Order is, as it's always has been. Hangman Page does not need to be affiliated with the Dark Order. And the Dark Order does not need to be affiliated with Hangman Page. Hangman Page has a style of his own that does not fit with the Dark Order. And I admire that they trying to keep the Dark Order relevant and whatever, and keeping Hangman Page involved in some stuff. But I think Hangman has been held back his entire career in the AEW. And that not to say he hadn't had any good matches. Yeah, he's had matches against Kenny Omega and John Moxley and stuff like that and whatever. And what I mean by held back is I think them partnering him or trying to make something happen between him and the Dark Order is just their way of keeping him in this camera, keeping him in front of the cameras, keeping the Dark Order in front of the cameras until they can figure out exactly what they want to do with Hangman Page. Now, All Out is not only said to be one of the biggest nights in the AEW's history since they've been on, since the conception of it or the inception of it. Since they started being on TV and whatnot. Since this is probably going to be one of their biggest nights in the sense that we could be seeing the debut of Bryan Danielson, aka Daniel Bryan. Yes. But also, if we're lucky, somewhere down the line after All Out, we will be seeing Bray Wyatt. Whether it be a different version of him or it will be a different version of him or whatever, but we will be seeing Bray Wyatt. My question to you before I end this video is, what do you think will be his role in AEW? Do you think that he will become the leader of the Dark Order and get those guys back on track? Probably have a rivalry with Hangman Page, proving to the Dark Order that they don't need him. He's the one that they need. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could see that possibly happening. You know what I'm saying? Not here coming to playing out at All Out, but later on down the line. We're talking about after All Out. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? And then I also want to ask y'all, what do y'all think would be the repercussions of All Out, given the fact that all these stellar matches that we have going on and whatever, and what we could expect to see at All Out? What do you guys think is going to be, the highlight of the night? Let me know down in the comments, guys. I appreciate y'all for coming and check out these predictions with me and whatnot. Y'all be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, drop your comments down below and let me know what's really going down, what you got, what your predictions are, who you got winning what matches, and we'll talk about it after the pay-per-view. Y'all hit me up. Peace.